Good evening. You're joining the State of Business with me, Nishani Piguera. Let's first take a look at the stories that made headlines tonight. Usage and import of asbestos to be controlled from January 2018. And Sri Lanka to negotiate $250 million loan with ADB for capital market development. Sri Lanka plans to control the use and import of asbestos from January 1, 2018 by adopting more beneficial substitutes. An operational program will also be prepared to prohibit asbestos-related productions by January 1, 2024, with the view of improving public health. Cabinet spokesperson Minister Gayantha Karunatilaka said that a relevant cabinet proposal was submitted by President Maithripala Sirisena. He added this proposal will be implemented to improve public health. Meanwhile, the cabinet also approved a proposal submitted by Finance Minister Ravi Karunanayake to start negotiations with the Asian Development Bank to obtain a loan of $250 million for the development of the local capital market. It aims to make the capital market more efficient, fixed and transparent with strong legal and regulatory frameworks. Finance Ministry has amassed a research team in order to get the realistic situation within the economy ahead of preparing for the 2017 budget. Finance Minister Ravi Karunanayake said the aim of this exercise is to prepare a futuristic budget. The meeting between the research team and the Finance Ministry was held in Colombo this morning. The research team has given a 1-month period to come up with their findings.
We want your ideas that you have, maybe theoretical, blended with the political, realistic situation that are there, and help me and the Treasury in order to get to a budget which will be futuristic. I don't think budgets are a one-year cycle. It is a perspective plan. There's no point saying we'll get per capita of $10,000 by year 2020 without saying as to how we intend taking those next 4 years. Now, we have made it very clear, financially, fiscal consolidation of 3.5% of budget deficit will be there by year 2020. Now you know what the way forward is. We had 7.9% last year. We have 5.4% this year. It will be 4.7% in year 2017, and then the way forward. Now you could see as to there is a professional judgment in as to how we are making those statements.
Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority announced today that tourist arrivals to Sri Lanka have recorded a rise of 11.8% to 186,288 in August 2016 compared to the same month last year. The data showed that cumulative arrivals during January to August increased 16% to 1.35 million. Arrivals from India recorded a steady growth as arrivals rose 3.7% to 24,418. Up to end August this year, 224,924 tourists have come to Sri Lanka from India. Altogether, arrivals from South Asia posted an increase of 14.1% this year to 320,110. Visitors from China rose 11.3% to 27,519, becoming the best tourist sourcing country for Sri Lanka in August. The State of Business will return with more news after this short break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching the State of Business. Minister of Plantation Industries Navin Dissanayake says the government is not in a position to allocate funds to provide price support for the plantation sector due to financial constraints. He said plantation crops such as tea, rubber and coconut are finding it difficult to maintain steady prices due to global financial issues. Minister Dissanayake said this addressing the inauguration of an international workshop on coping mechanism for low rubber price held in Colombo today.
Already the government of Sri Lanka is spending 37 billion rupees. That's about 350 million US dollars on the fertilizer subsidy. That's a lot of money. So on top of that, if we are going to support the farmers through a price mechanism to support the prices, that's probably another $200 million for all the sectors. So these are the calls and the decisions that governments have to make. I think it's a fine balance you have to undertake. We have not taken out the fertilizer subsidy, but we are finding it difficult to give a payment for the price support, and hence there is no price support for either tea, rubber or any other crops. So I think till the financial situation becomes better, we cannot give larger welfare measures right at the moment.
Sri Lanka Rubber Research Board, in partnership with International Rubber Research and Development Board, organized this workshop. Demand trends, socio-economic impact of low prices and transparent pricing mechanism for rubber were among the discussed topics. Stakeholders from Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Indonesia and Thailand took part in this workshop.
We have exported in terms of value close to $1 billion in terms of rubber products. So these, and it's still increasing. So there's a lot of space for Sri Lanka as a rubber hub, and there's lesser resistance by rubber producers because the rubber production is not that high. Now, ironically, if you relate that to tea, you find the arguments very strong against a hub coming from the tea industry, because our production is very strong, and the local producers don't want to get affected by novel and new concepts. So again, there is a policy decision that the government minister will have to make, because do we look at the tea market as only as a tea market, or do we look at the global beverage market?
In more news tonight, the Central Depository Systems, which is a fully owned subsidiary of the Colombo Stock Exchange, recently signed a MOU with Central Depository Company of Pakistan. The MOU aims at strengthening cooperation in mutual development and knowledge sharing. The CSE said the MOU will broaden the existing productive relationship between the two depositories. Commenting on the MOU, CSE Chairman Vajrakula Tilaka said that the MOU indicates the continued commitment of the CDS to enhance cooperation within depositories and clearing institutions in the Asian region, especially with those who represent neighboring countries. On the other side of this short break is a stock watch. Do stay with us. The market ended the day lower as price dips on index-weighted counters resulted in the indices ending weaker. The all share price index dipped 16.48 points to close at 6,507.98, while the S&P SL20 dipped 9.72 points to close at 3,583.48. Turnover for the day amounted to 500.4 million rupees. Foreign investors were net buyers for the day, with interest seen on Dialog Asiata and John Keel's Holdings. Renewed retail activity was seen on First Capital Holdings, Dunamis Capital and Orient Finance as the counters were actively traded on the bourse. The counters closed higher for the day. Foreign inflows amounted to 130.3 million rupees, whilst foreign outflows totaled to 97.5 million rupees. And now let's take a look at the day's forex rates. And with that, we sign off from the newsroom for today. We'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you for watching. Good night.